applied for vacation. You remember too, right?
Don't slip and fall! Wibbly wobbly! Not now!
Rain outlines your...
Floaty floaty!
The night is cold. Stars, shine free.
Body... No, my sword! Let me weave you a verse.
Mind the wind. Nothing personal.
Wibbly wobbly!
Not now.
Time to act. Rain outlines your fate.
Let's go.
Don't be nervous! Just relax! Hold still!
The night is cold.
Mind the wind. Mind your step.
All time, bro! Calm down!
Cold, mind to command. Not now.
Rain cutter.
Off and away! Let's blow bubbles! Don't slip it!
My guiding stars.
No, my sword!
Mind the wind.
Now I'm mad!
Not now.
Rain outlines your fate.
Off and away! You might feel a little bit.
Don't be scared.
Body and mind. Let me read you a verse.
Come here, you little rascal. Mind the wind.
Floaty floaty! Come on!
Rain outlines your fate. Time to act.
Cold, mind to command. The night is cold.
Witness the power of good one.
Mind your step. Oh!
Let's blow bubbles!
My guiding stars.
Off and away! Don't be nervous! Just
No, my sword!
Let's go. Nothing personal.
Wibbly wobbly.
Not now. The night is cold. Don't be scared.
No, my sword! Body in the... Let me weave you a verse.
Mind the wind.
Not now.
Rain outlines your fate.
You might feel a little bit. Time for a painkiller.
The night is cold.
Witness the power of Gugwa.
Come here, you little rascal. Here.
Not now. Cold. Mine to command.
No, my sword!
Mind the wind.
The night is cold.
Rain outlines your fate.
Up and away.
Not now.
That's a gift.
Mind the wind.
My guiding stars.
Rain outlines your fate. Let me weave you...
Up and away.
Nothing personal.
Stars, shine for me. Not now.
Time to act.
Mind the wind.
The night is cold.
Body and mind.
My guiding stars.
Rain cutter.
Up and away.
Come here, you little rascal.
Not now.
Mind the wind.
My guiding stars. Cold. Mine to command.
No, my sword!
Let's go. Nothing personal.
Not now. The night is cold.
Rain outlines your fate. No, my soul!
Mind the wind.
Not now.
Witness the power of Gugwa!
Up and away!
Come here, you little rascal.
My guiding stars.
No, my sword! Rain outlines your fate.
Yeah. Let's go.
Up and away!
Let's go. Yeah. Mind the wind. If you need help with carrying this stuff, I'll get Kakuku on it. Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard about what happened at the Opera House. Someone got turned into water right in front of us.
Yeah, I've heard. With something that dramatic, I'm sure journalists will milk it for all it's worth. And it'll be all the talk for the next several weeks.
It also reminded me, on the day that the incident happened with my father, it was raining outside, and we found some clothes left at the scene. After my partner here put the dots together for me, I feel like we should try to reopen. Can you do me a favor and try to recall what happened that night?
Let me think. Mr. Callus was feeling pretty upbeat that day. After that, he told us that he wanted to go get some fresh air. So we let him go without thinking much of. My first reaction was that Mr. Callus's life was in danger. So I grabbed my holster and made a mad dash toward... But when I got there, it was already too late. Mr. Callus...
So you also remember 2 gunshots then?
Indeed. The guards said that the reason being, Mr. Callus had left his gun on the table. I even made sure... But according to the guards, that does... About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think there was a third person there who was turned...
At least from our perspective, my father had no reason to kill. So he would also have no reason... The gun he was holding probably belonged to Jacques. Or...
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you're saying, Mr... But hold on. If that's what had happened, he didn't even want to face the Oratrice machine, and chose instead to prove his honor in a duel. Did he lose all faith in the courts after seeing someone dissolve right in front of...
About that, Malus told me a thing or two. So, I'll tell you everything, once the whole truth has been revealed.
I understand. Then, I'll leave Mr. Callus's honor in your hands, boss. And if I may just say one more thing. The whole Callus the Unfaithful epithet has been a thorn in my side since the day it was invented. Many people have laughed at me for still calling him Mr. Callus, even after so many years have passed. But it was Mr. Callus's trust that allowed me to rise through the ranks of Spina di Rosula and live the life I lead today. No matter what others might say, he'll always be the...
Don't worry. I will definitely find you, and all our other comrades at the Spina deserve... Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh, now, what brings you here, Miss Nu-
Oh, so you've caught news of that already.
Oh, okay. Hey, I'm also a member of the guards, you know. The way you make it sound, people would think I was sent off to Poisson because I had done something wrong.
Are you sure there isn't a little bit of truth in that? Under normal circumstances, shouldn't you have been called back to the city already?
I mean, where I work, it's really up to me. Let's just say I enjoy the ambiance of Poisson. Callus did a fantastic job running the town. Building Spina di Rosula from the ground up and clearing many... It would be next to impossible for me to find a similarly easy but high-paying job in the city. Anyway, enough chit-chat. Are these 2 friends of yours?
Yes. These 2 are my partners. What happened at the Opera House made us realize that Linny's case and my father's may be related. We're trying to reinvestigate the details of my father's old case.
Ah, I get it. You think there might be more to the case. If you want to go through the original file...
That'd be much appreciated. Thank you.
Of course. Without them, Why do you ask? We definitely can't use them.
Well, you see, just recently, we were attacked by a horde of unnumbered... So, if you hypothetically wanted to do something against me, all you would need to do was get rid of the mecha...
Then you think too highly of my abilities. If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. You can ask the chef to cook, but not to massage you. If you try to make unreasonable demands, that removing a serial number is also not as easy as you might think. There are a lot of complex... So I can promise you, those mecha were definitely... They're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must be super rich.
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, thank you for the jokes aside. I'll be staying in the city for a little while, so just come find me if you need any support from the guards.
What's the occasion?
For justice.
Let's go!
Here!
Hello. How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel. Could you please let him know? You can just say Navia's looking for him.
Sure. I will let him know right away.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be, so my legs are giving out a bit.
Oh, it's all right, Uncle. I just wanted to talk to you briefly about what happened in the Opera House. I'm sure you saw everything too, right?
Yes, I've never seen anything so strange.
Oh, you were at the Opera House too?
That's right. I went there with Navia to see the magic show. Who knew it would turn into a whole... I also witnessed your marvelous sleuthing work. Quite impressive. To beat the Hydro Archon at her own game on her own turf, I can already imagine everyone in Fontaine discussing your exploits over...
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the talk of drunk...
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine is as a nation. Everyone loves drama.
Uncle Marcel, you've also noticed that other thing, right?
Yes, I was reminded of your father's case right away. Is that what you're investigating now?
Exactly. I still don't have much solid proof, but I can sense that the other side has already begun to act.
Oh, and what makes you say that?
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also an attempt to get me to drink water from the primordial sea. If not for the vigilance of my partner, I probably wouldn't even be here talking to you right...
Oh, you're giving us too much credit. Wasn't it you who protected us?
Alas, it seems things are heating up again. The peace that Callus sought so dearly will soon become a thing of the past. But rest assured, Navia, Poisson will always remain a safe haven for you. If you're scared, you can always return there. If anyone dares to lay their hands on you there, the Confrérie of Cabrières will use its funds to the last Mora to bring them to justice.
Thank you, Uncle Marcel. But I don't intend to go... Do you have any new thoughts on my father's case?
About that. Sorry, my age is catching up with me, so it'll take me a while to recall my memory. The Confrérie was responsible for that banquet, so I was out and about the whole time making sure things were running smoothly. I didn't even have the time to drink with the guests. Then I heard the sound of a gunshot.
Oh, it's okay. No need to push yourself. We'll ask a...
Sounds good. Just all my wealth comes from Callus's patronage and support. I'll spend however much it takes to clear his name.
Up and away!
Easy now, Kakuku.
We've talked to all three suspects, purely based on their conversations with me.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
I suppose that's to be expected, though. If a single conversation's all that's needed to find them out, then my father wouldn't have needed to investigate the case for so many years. Anyway, even though we didn't make a breakthrough, let's still compile what...
But where should we start? You're right! Flora mentioned that Callus probably only ended up with the gun because of circumstance. That makes sense.
According to Jacques' family members, he already told them that he had been discovered home that day. If I had to guess, he probably received an order from the synth boss to kill my father. Had he refused, he and his family's...
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point. Jacques probably already knew that he was just being used as a tool for murder. And once he...
So, what would make more sense from his perspective would be to turn his back on the order. Makes sense. But without evidence that besides Jacques, the attack from the Gardamex as their enemy has become more...
Do you think he knew, even then, that we'd follow this lead to the end?
Given everything that's happened since, it's quite possible. But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Florent? But as Spina di Rosula's advisor, his work mostly...
So you're saying he's too broke to afford a mech?
Exactly. He can't. And even if he could, I don't think he would... Thierry, you say? Huh. It is possible that he's... But I didn't feel like he was lying when he was talking to us about the mech.
Yeah. Had he actually tampered... If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy to find out...
Uncle Marcel? My father did really trust him. And with funds from the Confrérie, he could also afford a large number. Still really hard for me to imagine, though. Also, wouldn't this mean he has been spending a whole lot of mora and energy to fight his own synth business? Who could it be? You know, if you think everything through...
Could we be missing other suspects? Malus didn't know about the people turning into water thing when he...
Malus has always been very reliable, and his judgment of others' trustworthiness has been fair and well considered. When he laid out his case for the three, the rationale he gave me made a lot of sense as well. The suspect is knowledgeable about the Spina's internal affairs, has the means to dispatch Mecha to assassinate us, and possesses significant intellect and foresight. Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all tie back to Uncle Marcel.
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes, Malus did say that charging straight in there would be extremely risky. But we don't have any other options right now. We need far more solid proof before we can hope to go charging in on our enemy.
Navia, here you are.
Huh? Aren't you the guy from the guards? Did something happen?
Yeah. News came from Irenaeus just after you left. We've got another trial on our hands.
Wasn't that place built specifically for holding trials?
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartak.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him.
Well, He's been accused of being the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. It's absurd.
Wait, how? None of our investigations have had...
That's what I thought was strange about it, so I came to tell you that if the charge against him stands, then it'll be next to impossible to get the
Right, because they'll think they've already found the culprit.
Yeah, and it'll be a lot harder than...
I understand. Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just since this is a trial about the serial disappearances case, the culprit's attention will be focused on Irenaeus. You're right. This is our best opportunity. All right then, let's do this. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up to you to make it back in time and hand the decisive evidence to me.
You, just like you helped us in Linny's trial.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany you.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver. When did...
We heard that you'll be leaving Poisson and figured that you might require our assistance. It's our hope that your confidence will be...
Thank you so much. Then...
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Irenaeus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Huh. According to Malusa's info, the synth production base is underwater. Let's go and try to find the entrance. Entrance that leads to the synth production base. It sure doesn't seem out of the ordinary at all. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have a ton of protective measures and mechanisms. Navia's probably arguing up a storm right now to stall for us.
It would appear that I must repeat my question again, Mr. Tartaglia. Do you accept the charge that you are the true culprit behind the serial disappearances?
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated court system, or the reason why I'm being charged with something I've never even heard of. However, I did hear that people who have been charged can choose to participate in a duel in which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorend, right? I've got to admit, that's one of the most... When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real.
Hey! Don't you understand? Your current...
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the way. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind...
No. That's not what I meant.
Alas, it would appear that communication with the defendant is going poorly, and we have made very little progress. In that case, let me explain everything from the very beginning again. The goal of this trial is to determine the culprit behind the serial disappearances case.
That case had nothing to do with him! You've got the wrong man!
Huh? What's going on? Why is she interjecting again?
I told you it couldn't be one of the Fatui Harbingers.
Miss Navia, this is the second time you've interrupted the court proceedings. I only tolerated your behavior last time because you were able to provide the court with a key eyewitness. But that was an exception rather than standard court protocol. I can very well charge you with contempt of court for your interjections.
Oh, please. Did you ever think I had any respect for this place's pointless We can put that discussion aside for now. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm here to charge the true culprit behind the serial disappearances case. And if my charges prove true, then Tartaglia here will be—
Oh, a young lady has charged in and offered to clear my name. How So, Your Honor, is there nothing else for—
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navia, who is the person you would like to charge instead?
That person is— Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières.
Huh? What confrérie? Never heard of them in my life.
I've heard of them, but weren't they Spina di Rosula's sister organization?
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge, and if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation.
Yes.
In that case, I declare the charge to be valid. Miss Navia and attorneys, please take your places on— Members of the guards, please contact Mr. Marcel right away so that he may stand trial. Mr. Marcel, you will not require an attorney.
Apologies. It all just happened so quickly. I still haven't figured out what's— I think an attorney won't be necessary. This is probably just a misunderstanding between me and Navia.
Very well. In that case, since both sides have now arrived, Miss Navia, please present your charge.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years ago. To the case— Only through elucidating what really happened in that case can we connect all the dots for the serial—
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make me a suspect, wouldn't that make everyone—
I think there's no point in getting into the specifics right now. The audience doesn't even have the big picture yet.
Exactly correct, Your Honor. I must refresh everyone's memory about that case before I can explain my charge and reasoning.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay dead from a gunshot wound. The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clarand. These are the known facts about—
The one with the motive to kill was Jacques, not my father. And even so, Jacques still had no reason to pull the trigger. In truth, the third person shot Jacques first, and was shot in turn by my father when my father seized the gun from him. After that, the true culprit turned the third person into water, erasing all traces of him from the scene. Thank you for the summary, Your Honor. However, we should revisit the case now that we've gained new information. The testimony, however, in the end— This assassin first— A pile of— But now, since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could— Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was—
So that's what happened. Wait, you're telling me something as dangerous as water from the primordial—
What a great theory! It also explains Callus's and Jacques' respective motives.
Mr. Marcel, you are the one being charged with the crime.
But I think I agree with everything Navia just said. In fact, there was nothing in her speech that directly implicated me.
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need to determine 2 things. 1, do you have the evidence to back up your claims?
I'm afraid not.
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial disappearances case, the guards probably kept careful records of all missing persons from around that time, regardless of age or gender.
That makes sense to me. Monsieur Neuvillette, I would consider this to be a reasonable investigative direction.
Why do I feel like Farina's acting a little differently today?
Maybe she's scared of embarrassing herself again.
Alternatively, she's become more diligent after charging an innocent citizen in the last trial.
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callis explain himself in court? If he had testified that a person had been dissolved,
I've thought about this too, and the answer is actually pretty simple. He felt the dissolving power of water from the primordial sea is an important secret for the true culprit of the serial disappearances case. My father could have exposed it for all to see, but at that time, Spina di Rosula was in dire straits, and his reputation had already been shattered. He had no guarantee that going forward with the truth. What was certain, however, was that it would paint a gigantic...
Boss once told me that Demoiselle had already been selected as the next target of the...
What?
If the secret had gotten out, the culprit would have fought an all-out war with Espina right there and then. I wouldn't have been the only one in danger. Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of the matter and determine that we were in the right. But what good would that do? How can a hollow verdict protect... Had this opera house ever given my father any kind of confidence in its brand of justice? But by staying silent, we retain the ability to deter our opponents and continue the stalemate. I was able to become Spina di Rosula's president, which made me harder to target, as well as giving me more time to grow and learn. And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge, I will do what this opera house cannot, and restore my father's truth and honor back to him.
So, you mean to say... your father intended to die in the duelist's ring?
That's right.
Do you have any proof?
Of course. All you need is to ask his opponent, Clarand. I don't need your apology, your guilt, or your support from the shadows. But since he entrusted his will to you, Clarand...
So... during the duel...
Yes. As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of dishonored lives. In my line of work, I've seen all kinds of people give their all for the faintest hope to continue living. Some were determined, others passionate, and some even manic and twisted. Just one look and I can tell if a duelist is hoping to live, or if they're looking... I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr. Callis...
Since that's your testimony, I have no more questions.
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you still have not explained the link between your father's case and the
Right?